Hi, YouTube. Today I am very official and I have my little mic here with me to make it easier to talk to you, hopefully. But we are gathered here today to discuss some favorites of the month once again, this time March favorites of the month. Clearly, I am still very much on my YouTube kick, which is why I've been posting so often. I've really been enjoying YouTube for this month, actually, or these past 2 months, maybe, if that counts as a favorite. YouTube is my number one. I'm enjoying her quite a lot. So I have my list of favorites here on my little iPhone 5 for you. When we did my March and January favorites, I feel like I had a lot of favorites to offer you at that time, and this time around, I don't have quite as much to share. So I have 9 favorites to touch base on. Most of them are things that I have with me, and then I have 2 things that I enjoyed in the digital space type thing that I will share with you as well. So we're just gonna get right into it. My ultimate favorite of the month that I feel like I have to share with you first is gonna be my Shop Munchies award ribbon that I was gifted in the month of March. Put a close-up image of what this looks like for you because you have to see it in detail. Essentially, it has a photo of my cat in the center of the ribbon, and I don't know how I will ever love anything more than this. If you watched my February favorites, you might remember me talking about how I was really getting into award ribbons. So this gift just found me at the perfect time. This is my favorite thing of all time right now and my favorite thing of the month. Another big favorite of the month is gonna have to be this vintage Celine bag that I was gifted from Versavera. They sent this to me actually, I think, in the month of February, but it was like really late in February, so I didn't include it in my February favorites. And I feel like I didn't actually get to wear her out and about until March. I wore her a few times in the month, and my favorite was when I wore her with this award ribbon attached to it in this outfit that I wore with like all these colors and everything. It just looked so cute. I feel like the shape of this particular bag is so special. It's like quite structured on the bottom and then it kind of opens up like a wallet almost. It fits a lot and I feel like this like faded pink color and the shape and everything is just really gorgeous. It looks really gorgeous on the shoulder. You know, I just love this so much. She's my first Celine piece, and I couldn't believe that I was gifted it, so I feel so grateful for that, and I'm so happy I got to enjoy her in the month of March. I think this will be my third and final gifted piece, but another super, super, super major favorite of March is gonna have to be this button up that I was gifted from the Sweet Bitter. I loved this so much this month, and I wore her like more times than I can count. I figured out a multitude of ways to style her, and I enjoyed her so much. I really love this like baby yellow, butter yellow, if you will, type of color. But I think my favorite part is the shape of it. I know you can't tell on the hanger, but when you put it on, it like hugs you very nicely. There's this little bit of ruching under the bust. I don't always lean for super feminine silhouettes, but I felt like this was a really good addition to my wardrobe because I don't have too many things that give off this vibe. I don't know. I felt like this was a good thing for me to have in my wardrobe. So I think that was everything that I was gifted that I wanted to mention in this video. Next, I really want to talk about this bow top that I sort of like rediscovered this month. So I purchased this top in Tokyo in November, I think, and I wore it around a couple times, but I feel like she didn't achieve her true potential until this month, if you know what I mean. I wore this top maybe 3 times in this month alone, and I'm not really sure how it happened, but I just randomly decided to wear it as kind of a belt situation one day. From there, a switch clicked in my brain and I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I continuously pulled this top to wear as a belt as well as, as a top the way that it's intended. But of course, this month I've been into the polka dots a little bit. I feel like this was sort of the perfect piece for me to enjoy the polka dot trend with. I'm happy that I was able to rediscover and enjoy her in the month of March. Another thing I really want to talk about is this like style of hats. I was told that this is called a Castro hat, which is good to know, but I always felt like it was called a newspaper boy hat. I don't know what the official name is. Somebody please tell me in the comments. This is actually a hat that I've had in my wardrobe for years. I think I thrifted it maybe like 6 years ago, and it's actually just kind of been sitting at the bottom of a hat pile, and I did not appreciate her at all until I randomly tried it on with an outfit. I think it's because I was getting into sort of that like marching band style look, and I realized that this hat style really complements that type of look. And then from there, it was just adding this to practically any and every outfit. I have to be honest, I don't love this hat in particular, but I do feel like it's a really classic style that exists in many different forms, like a hat that looks exactly like this. So it does work. It's a classic. It works with everything, but I would love to add some hats of this style that are a bit cuter and a bit more fun. I have seen hats like this going around recently. I can't remember the brand name off the top of my head, but I'm going to include an image once I find it. Something like that I would love to invest in, hopefully in the month of April. My friends also at Momo Toys makes a cute Castro hat that I got to wear a little bit for some looks that we were shooting as part of their new collection. So I'm probably going to grab one of those hats as well in the near future to sort of fulfill this Castro hat obsession that I'm having. If you've heard me talk about my hat obsession, you know what I'm talking about, but I am just severely addicted to wearing hats with virtually every single outfit ever. Let's do the next item. This is a really silly one, but I made my best friend this box for her birthday. Luckily, I still have it so I can show you. I think it's actually kind of cute. I don't know, my brother told me it looks like a like elementary school craft box, which I think he's kind of right. But I was like inspired by this dollhouse that I made some years ago for like a mini exhibition that we were doing. And I essentially printed out a bunch of pictures like on printer paper and then glued it onto wood with Mod Podge and then coated it. I feel like you can make like a thrifted piece, like a pre owned used piece and turn it into something completely new and like loud and fun. And I still love it so much to this day because I feel like you have full and complete control of the colors and like the vibes that are going on with the piece. So I love that aspect of it. And I wanted to make a box for her. Just because like when I give someone a gift, I want to put it in a cute box. Anyways, I wanted to make her a box to give her birthday gift in. So that's what this is for. It has like all of these really beautiful pictures of her from her like photo shoots that she's done for her music album covers and whatnot. So essentially, this is like my favorite pictures of her, if you get what I mean. This is what the inside looks like. Another thing I want to mention are these Blythe doll keychains that I got in the month of March. Basically, my family was in Tokyo for like a week and a half in the month of March. I wasn't there, obviously, but these Blythe doll gotcha keychains came out in the time that they were there. And so, of course, as soon as I found out, I texted my father and I was like, please, can you get me like I made him get me 5 of these, and I ended up with 3 different styles, and I love them so much. I don't even own a Blythe doll, and I feel like I should by now, but this is kind of filling that void for me. Here's another style that I got with this like sort of paisley print. Again, the colors on the box are just so cute. And then here's the third one that I got. I love them so much. This was definitely like one of the highlights of my month. So I think that concludes favorites in terms of things that I have in my possession, if you will. And then 2 other favorites to mention, more so in the digital world, like things that I don't possess but I love a lot. First thing I want to mention is this Ashley Williams collection. I think it's her fall winter 25 collection that I have seen a lot of images of on Instagram. I think this collection was revealed in the month of March, but I could be wrong. It could have been late February, but I'm pretty sure we didn't really get too many images of it until March. So I feel like it's appropriate to mention it now. I have been in love with Ashley Williams' designs for so long, and I feel like the Sandy Liang collection that I mentioned in my February favorites that I loved so much, I feel like that was heavily inspired by Ashley Williams' style potentially. I know that in Sandy Liang's collection and in a lot of Ashley Williams' work, they're sort of like touching base on maybe like Korean trinkets and like kids' goods and whatnot. I do see a lot of Korean influence in it, a little bit more than Japanese influence, although I see both. But I really loved, for instance, these bags and shoes that they released. I don't know how to explain it besides like pretty junk. It looks like there's a bunch of like cute wrappers, there's some hair, there's some characters and whatnot, and then it's sort of encased in this like plastic film. And then I also really loved these combs that they released with this like adorable star design. And of course, I think the highlight is also like the color palette that they're using. I feel like it gives a little bit of like a Sailor Moon vibe. I love this dress with like the cute pleating with the drop waist. Again, the colors are so cute, and I feel like the way that they reimagined sort of childlike prints. I love this sort of pajama esque look, if you know what I mean. I think that's really cute. I also want to mention this set that I saw with this like ruffle trim either on the top or the skirt. I'm gonna go with it's on the top, but I know a lot of us have been really enjoying this sort of like new take on sweats. I feel like I don't know how else to explain it, but it's this sort of reimagined loungewear like skirts, pants, whatever, zip up tops, and then making it cute. So, like an elevated loungewear kind of look. Last but not least, this is my last March favorites mention for this video. I really love this. What is this? 3 layer? No, no, four. 4 layered boxer short slash midi skirt kind of vibe that we have going on here. I saw this released by Praying in the month of March. I think maybe like a week ago actually. I feel like it just looks so beautiful. I love anything that is strange looking but still beautiful. I don't know. This is just so up my alley. And obviously, I haven't purchased it yet, although I would like to. I still haven't purchased anything that I mentioned in my February favorites video because tax season is really getting to me, y'all, and I can't afford shit right now. But I have a long wish list of things that I want, and I hate how when you have money, there's nothing to buy, and then when you don't have money, you want everything. Do you know what I mean? Does that happen to anybody else? I feel like that always happens to me and I hate it. Anyways, back to the skirt. I love her. I feel like Praying did their big one with this. And then to go with that, I really love this little skirt mini bag that they teased on their Instagram. I don't know that it's actually been released. I don't think I saw it on the website, but I just feel like the concept of it is really cute. I don't know that I would purchase it per se, especially because my wish list is so long right now. And like I said, I don't have the funds to make my dreams come true. But I like this bag a lot. And I feel like it would be so cute with this skirt, don't you think? I think this concludes my March favorites video. Obviously, this video was a little bit less expensive than my previous favorites video, but I'm still very attached to my February favorites, and I'm hoping that by the time I film an April favorites video, I'll have some of those pieces that I mentioned in my February favorites video so that I can share that with you again as one of my April favorites. I feel like that would be quite awesome, but I am happy to be able to share anything and everything that I love with you. Happy spring! I will be seeing you again very, very soon. Love you so much.